Across generations, across nations, across families, the same pattern appears again and again. Power, wealth, and influence concentrated in bloodlines and maintained through calculated violence. In the 20th century, the Jesuits conducted their Inquisition under the names of Nazism, fascism, communism, and Islamic terrorism. We must understand their established policy calculated to obtain or maintain the mastery of all nations following well-planned assassinations. These professional terminators are cleverly distanced from their Masonic master, the Black Pope, and given deceptive titles by the Pope's internationally controlled press corps, jurists, and historians, such as anarchists, nihilists, rogue agents, within intelligence agencies, or just lone nut assassins. Sometimes these individuals, in fact, do the killing, consciously and unconsciously. They sacrifice themselves, die in the act, or are punished for their crimes. Eric John Phelps. Whether one accepts the reality of these families and the world you live in or not, the historical record is undeniable. Within the Jesuit Orsini family, the pattern is relentless. Gian Giordano Orsini's lineage was marked by betrayal, murder, and strategic elimination. His son, Girolamo Orsini, was convicted of murdering his own brother, Napoleon, over property. Yet justice did not follow. Through the influence of his father-in-law, Pope Paul III, he was pardoned, and the blame shifted elsewhere. On July 16, 1576, Isabella de' Medici was reported to have fallen dead while washing her hair at the Medici villa. But witnesses later testified that her husband, Paolo Giordano Orsini, strangled her in front of servants. Her sister had suffered a similar accident just days earlier. Within days of another marriage alliance, Vittoria Accoramboni's husband was assassinated. Vittoria married Paolo, and just 8 months later, he died. 1 month after that, Vittoria herself was killed, ensuring that wealth and assets remained within the right family line. The pattern is systematic. The Jesuit Medici family reflects the same structure, as do all elite families, so detailed only in L, origin of the blood. In April 1478, during Mass at the Cathedral of Florence, Giuliano de' Medici was struck down in what became known as the Pazzi Conspiracy. He was stabbed 19 times on the floor of the Duomo, while his brother Lorenzo narrowly escaped. The response was immediate. Lorenzo ordered the execution of the conspirators, wiping out entire male lines of the Pazzi family. And then there are moments when death expands beyond individuals into mass events. In August 1572, under Catherine de' Medici, the bells of Saint-Germain-l'Auxerrois rang out across Paris. What followed was the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. It began shortly after an assassination attempt on Admiral Gaspard de Coligny. Orders were given, targets were identified. The killings spread across France. The Roman Catholic propaganda claimed 2,000 died, while the Huguenot eyewitness, Maximilien, says 70,000 were murdered. Water supplies were poisoned. What began as a targeted elimination became a nationwide purge. The Jesuit Aldobrandini lineage reveals the same cycle. In 662, Godebert I, joint king of the Lombards, sought help from his brother-in-law Grimwald in a conflict for power. Instead, Grimwald assassinated him and seized the throne. Years later, the displaced brother returned with an army and reclaimed control through force. Even earlier in 616, Gundowald, whose influence had grown beyond that of the ruling kings, was assassinated by those closest to him. His rise had become a threat. Power does not disappear. It transfers. And often, that transfer is marked by the sudden death of someone standing in the way. History repeats. Find out how much in L, Origin of the Blood.